Hey guys, welcome to my channel Kudi High on Life. Today
We are on our way to the Radio 1 station. कैसा पता लगा तुम्हारे हंसने लगा मुझे इधर दिख रहा तू हंस रहा है Woohoo! We are on our way to the Radio 1 stations right now because I am getting interviewed for my blog Kudi High on Life. That's my chauffeur cum photographer cum driver and my brother. Say hi. And I have literally butterflies in my stomach right now. I now know what the phrase butterflies in my stomach mean because that's how I'm feeling. I feel like I'm going for an exam, but I'm also excited for it. So basically, I feel like I'm writing an exam at Disneyland. That's the feeling right now. We're climbing up 2 stairs in heels.
we're here. Finally.
Drive Pune, I'm your music jockey, MJ Meenal, and on Radio 1 we're talking to bloggers and their journeys. As you know, it's the 10th of October, it's World Mental Health Day, and I decided that I must sort of, pick the right blogger today and talk about some very interesting things in life. And with me in the studios is Vinita Thakur. Hi Vinita, welcome to the Radio 1 studios.
Hi Meenal, thank you so much for having me here.
Not a problem, it's a pleasure. Vinita is a blogger, she's called Kudi High on Life.
That's right.
And she's also, her blog is called kudihighonlife.wordpress.com. Correct?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, fine. So, tell me, how long have you been blogging?
So it's just been a couple of months now.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're a brand new blogger. Okay.
Yeah.
So you're a brand new blogger.
Brand new blog.
Okay. And what does it feel like to be a blogger?
It just feels really great.
Right.
It feels great to put out content and having people appreciate what you're writing.
Right.
And when I get messages from people, telling me that they've read my blog post, actually felt inspired from me, that's something that, that feeling cannot be defined. Like,
I'm
it's
sure.
just like too much happiness.
Absolutely. Posts have you done so far?
I've done 11 so far.
11 so far. Wow, that's amazing. And so where do you derive your inspiration for writing? What do you write about?
So I write about travel,
Right.
life,
Uh-huh.
things I see, people I meet, places
Okay.
I go to.
So am I going to be on the blog? You met me today. So
Yes, of
Yeah?
course. There's going to be a blog post about this. As to-
Yay! That's amazing. So what inspires you to write, yeah?
So Kudi High on Life is not just a brand. It's not just a blog for me.
Right.
For me, I am Kudi High on Life.
Right.
This is something that I aspire to be every day.
Uh-huh.
So every day I need to know that I am Kudi High on Life.
Right.
So what it means, what it stands for, where it comes from is that a couple of months ago,
Right.
I was going through this extreme low phase.
Right.
There was an existential crisis mixed with a lot of depression.
Right.
And I just kind of wanted to get out of it.
Right.
And reading up a lot of stuff online, reading up other blogs
Okay.
helped me a lot.
Wow.
And that's when I decided I need to start putting out my content
Right.
and write about my journey. And in doing so, that has helped me a lot actually.
Wow, that's amazing. So basically, life is your inspiration.
Yes.
We can say that.
Yes.
And we'll talk more about depression. It's World Mental Health Day. With me in the studios is Vinita Thakur, who has a blog called kudihighonlife.wordpress.com. She used her writing as a release to get out of a low phase that she had in her life. And she talks about travel, she talks about, sometimes does talk about fashion, she talks about life, people she meets, but she mostly focuses on aspects of positivity and optimism, which is amazing. A lot of people may have benefited from your blog, but I want to know from you, which one's your favorite blog post so far?
So my favorite blog post is about my solo trip to China.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. So what did you do in China?
So actually my China work trip was a work trip.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you went alone
Yeah.
to a place that has 90% of people that do not understand English.
That was the biggest challenge because there was nobody who speaks English there.
Yeah.
And the most important thing is you don't
Right.
have Google. You don't have maps.
Correct.
You don't have Google search. So you
Right.
have to survive there. You have to kind of talk to people
Right.
and figure out where you're going, figure
Correct.
out the way, ask for directions.
Right.
And all of that is through sign language because the person doesn't understand the language. you speak.
Correct. Absolutely. So
Yeah.
that must have been a challenge.
That was real challenge.
Yeah. And so where were you in China? What place? What part?
Chengdu.
Oh, wow.
The city of pandas.
Wow. So did you manage to hold some in your hand? Did you?
Not wholesome,
Right.
but I did go to the panda park there, the
Yeah?
panda research park, and it
Wow.
was beautiful.
I can imagine.
Pandas were the cutest teachers ever.
Yeah, I can imagine totally. They are therapy.
Yeah.
They can be called as therapy, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, holding an animal in your hand can always be therapeutic, and pandas are so cute. I can completely imagine.
And I completely relate to pandas. No.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
You're cute. I can understand that. And
I'm
you're
lazy.
you did mention you were plus size. You're not plus size. Okay, let me tell you, I am a plus size. But anyway, so tell me, what was the response like on your post on China? Did you get a lot of people talking about how they were inspired to go there?
Yeah, more than going to China, people
Right.
were actually inspired about solo traveling.
Right.
Because I on my trip, I actually did end up meeting a lot of interesting people.
Right.
I ended up being friends with a lot of people, the local people there.
Right.
And I came back with loads of memories.
Wow, that's amazing.
And writing about all of that,
Right.
and I think the way I put it out, I think people related to it. And a lot of people messaged me later that they actually want to take a solo trip after reading this post. of mine.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
There's one thing to be inspiring through your blogs, and you've done it, Vinita. That's amazing. We're going to continue talking to Vinita in just a bit, but since you're at a radio station, what can I play for you?
So my favorite song is Love You Zindagi.
Wow, from the film Dear Zindagi. I'm going to play that for you in just a bit. Jockey MJ Meenal with me in the studio, blogger Vinita Thakur, who writes a blog called kudihionlife.wordpress.com. You must go check it out. You can also catch her on Instagram.
Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter.
Sorry, say that again. I didn't switch your mic on. You can also catch her on Instagram.
Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, Facebook.
Oh, wow. Okay, so she's also very social media savvy. That's amazing. And so Vinita's Instagram profile is definitely, I love the pictures you're
Thank
putting
you
up.
so much.
So good. And she's quite a travel buff. She's been to China, and now she's planning on writing about her trip to Singapore next.
That's right. I just
Wow.
came back from Singapore 2 days back.
Nice. So what are we going to give us a glimpse of what we can see in your blog?
So this time Singapore trip was something that we went on our own. We didn't
Okay.
go through like a tour operator or tour group.
Oh, okay.
So I'm going to write about how one can travel on their own,
Okay.
and that too on a budget, because we were on a budget there.
Right. So who did you go with? Family?
Family.
With family.
Yeah.
Okay, wow, that's amazing. So what do you do apart from blogging? What do you do?
So actually I'm a chartered accountant.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Now chartered accountancy can definitely be very stressful, man.
It is.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Especially, I mean, from the beginning, from when you're giving your exams, it's stressful. Is it not? Like the entire process of becoming a chartered accountant is so stressful.
It's the whole journey is
Yeah.
stressful. It's like a lot of pressure on us.
And when you're working, it's again stressful and so much pressure.
Because all of the deadlines.
Yes.
We have all of these taxes in India.
Absolutely. I can imagine. Do you remember all of them like that off the top of your head? How long have you been a chartered accountant?
It's been 3 years.
Wow. Okay. So now, did you remember like all the laws and all the ways to save income tax?
Are you looking for tips here?
I'm looking for tips here.
I'll give you my card later.
Perfect. And of course, it is getting close to 10 o'clock, which means it is time for Vinita to go. But Vinita, before you go, if there are people out there who are suffering from a low phase, who are suffering from depression, suffering from anxiety, as somebody who's been through something like that,
Yeah.
you're so bubbly, chirpy. I would never imagine like to have seen you like in your low phase ever. I don't want to see you ever again in your low phase too. Give me one thing that sort of made you sail through this low phase of yours.
So what I realized was, one second.
No problem. Take your time.
So what I realized was, we are living in this phase right now. In life, everyone is just running towards a better life, a better job, a better house, better vacation.
Right.
And we're always just running, and we just don't slow down. We don't focus in the moment.
Right.
We don't focus on the little things in life.
Wow, well said.
And if you start focusing on the little things, you find your happiness in the little things of life. Like a sunrise, a sunset.
Right.
Your mother coming and waking you up. I mean,
Right.
these are the little things in life that give you happiness.
Correct.
And focusing on these things is what helps you.
Absolutely.
And that's what I actually promote on my blog or on my Instagram.
Right.
You always find stories, posts about these kind of things.
Right. Absolutely. Wow, well said. kudihionlife.wordpress.com. That's Vinita's blog. Definitely check it out. Thank you so much, Vinita, for coming.
Thank you, Meenal, for having me.
No problem at all. Keep listening to 94.3 Radio 1, Upgrade to Upscale Radio. I'm your music jockey.
Everyone, so I forgot to introduce myself at the beginning of this video, so I'm doing an introduction video at the end. Yeah, so my name is Vanita Thakur and I am the Kudi High on Life. Welcome to my channel. So I'm shooting this introduction video today on the Pune streets in my car because this is kind of symbolic. I've spent a lot of my time driving and Pune streets are always jam-packed with traffic, which is how I always end up listening to radio interviews. I love listening to radio interviews, and on the 10th of October between 9 and 10 p.m. I was interviewed on the radio on 94.3 Radio 1 by one of my favorite MJs, MJ Meenal. So for those of you who want to reach out to me, you all can do so. I'm available on Twitter, Instagram and Facebook as Kudi High on Life, and also on YouTube where you're at. So don't forget to hit the subscribe button below to always keep updated with the Kudi High on Life.